Hi, I'm Alvera Boulet from the Dimitrov Boulet piano duo, and today I want to talk to you about getting a technical passage up to speed. Sometimes you have a piece and you've got it up to a tempo that you like, except that one difficult passage, that's just lagging behind. So we're going to discuss how to get that up to the same speed that your whole piece is. And I'm going to actually demonstrate it with a piece that I've been experiencing that exact problem with, the Dance Macabre from Saint Saens. So I've got everything up to a tempo that I'm really happy with, except this one passage. And I'll try to play it for you to show you what passage it is. Okay, so that passage with me is just lagging behind everything else. And I can't seem to get it up to speed. So I wanted to share with you the two different ways I practice in order to get this up to speed quickly with the rest of the piece. And the first is involving the metronome, and it's probably you kind of know the idea behind it. You've probably heard it before. I'm going to increase the tempo using the metronome. But there's one actually big difference that I'm going to make. And that's because I want to be relaxed. I don't want speed that is at the top of my, like at the limit. I don't want speed that my hands are tense. I want specifically to practice in order to get speed where my hands are still as relaxed as possible. And that's why I'm going to make this change. So we're going to use the metronome to speed up, but every single time that we've practiced the passage in a certain tempo, I'm going to turn the metronome off and I'm going to recapture that relaxation by playing in a slow tempo without the metronome. And I'm going to demonstrate that now immediately to you. So I'm going to pick a starting off tempo. And when you pick a starting tempo, make sure that it's not slow, but also make sure that it's a tempo you're relatively comfortable with. So it's not slow, you're not able to, think of what you're having for dinner. Just you're still having to keep your attention, but it shouldn't be on your limits. So I'm going to pick a tempo for me, it's 125 in this case. And I'm going to repeat my passage 3 times. I'll just show you once, but I am going to do it 3 times. Make sure that if you make a mistake, you do the passage again. You really want the passage as a whole to go well. So I'm going to do that 3 times, I'm just showing you one, but after you've done it 3 times, turn the metronome off and play it. Don't worry about keeping your tempo, play it really relaxed. You have to get that relaxed feeling back into your hands. Now, and I also like to do that 3 times because I really think it's important to feel that relaxation while you're playing the passage, but you can do that even 1 time and go again to the metronome. So if I'm happy with the way I played the passage, I'm going to up the tempo with 10. I'm going to try 135. If I'm unhappy with how I played it, I'm going to try it again on 125. And I think in this case, that's the secret. Don't try to just blindly up your tempo. Really try to find that relaxation and try to find that feeling that you're stable. Try to be happy with how you're playing the passage. And that's it. Also, one other thing, I personally don't have a goal tempo with this. Obviously, in the long running, I do have a tempo in my mind. I want it to match the tempo of the rest of my piece. But I don't want to push it so far that I reach that tempo no matter what, because then my hands are going to get tense. I'm going to get an ugly sound. I don't like that. I know that if I do this every day, my tempo is just going to go up and up and up. So I stop at a point. If I reach the point today, I stop when I feel too tense. I just stop and I try to practice the same system, this same way. I try to practice it the next day. And I know that tempo will just go up naturally. So the second thing I want to talk to you about is practicing with a stop. So you can use the metronome, you can do it without the metronome. I personally just use the metronome to see what tempo I'm at. But the important thing is that you stop. So what is difficult generally when you're playing a fast passage, when you want to play a passage fast, is difficult to play a longer passage. So if it's just 4 notes, nobody has trouble playing 4 notes fast, right? That's not the problem. That's not the difficult part. It starts getting difficult once your passage gets longer. And that's why practicing with stops is such a great way of increasing your speed quickly. So what I'm going to do, because I'm already a little further along with this passage, I'm going to make the stop actually in 2 bars, but feel free to make the stop wherever you want. I'm going to show you what I mean. Now, I'm going to start the passage. And before I play this part, I'm going to make sure that I'm very relaxed, and I'm going to introduce that stop. So I'm going to stop before I play this. And then I'm going to play without stop. So here, again, when I'm here, I'm going to introduce the stop. And here again, the stop. And once again, you can put the stop wherever you want. You can put it every bar, you can put it halfway through the bar. But I'm going to show you how that sounds without me talking. Now the idea is to do this in a bit of a faster tempo. That's where the stop really gets useful, because the stop, you will use it to relax your hands once again before you start the next passage. So in this way, I could actually play a much faster tempo while still not getting tense, because I introduced those stops. Now, for some reason, students find it very, very difficult to do stops. So just make sure that when you practice this, make sure that you really take enough time with your stop, because for some reason, students just never stop long enough. So the point is really to feel free to relax your hands again, and with relaxation to make sure that you start again. So feel free to make that stop as long as you want. Really feel like you're not stuck inside a tempo. So if you practice it with metronome, make sure that you wait a few beats in this stop. Just don't feel pressured, that's the point. So I hope that you enjoyed these 2 tips. I hope that they're useful to you. I'm sure that if you do them well, they actually will help you a lot. They will help you get your passages up to speed very quickly. So good luck and see you next week.